This is your sign to make an appointment and get your nose pierced. Hey, my name's Emmy, and today we're going to be talking about this little guy. So I got my nostril piercing at the very beginning of April, and as of me filming this, it is the very end of May, so it's been just under 2 months. My piercing is definitely not healed or anything. I don't know if you can see it very well on camera, but she still gets a little crusties once in a while. But I am kind of out of that initial healing stage, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about the piercing experience as well as how healing has been going so far. When I was looking to get this piercing, I realized that there weren't very many YouTube videos on the care for a nostril piercing or like how it would impact your daily life. For instance, I'm a powerlifter and I'm currently training for my first powerlifting meet in June, which is next month. And with so little information out there, I really wasn't sure if I could get that piercing in April and still be training every day and preparing for this meet that I have coming up. Spoiler alert, you can exercise the day that you get it, is what I was told by my piercer. But I just wanted to go into some of the things like that, talk about a lot of the questions that I had before I got it, and answer those for you guys, so anyone else who's considering getting this piercing will have a little bit more information than I did. If this video ends up being helpful for you, I would really appreciate it if you could give it a like, and also maybe consider subscribing to my channel. I am very small at the moment and I'm trying to grow it this year. It's really a big goal of mine to kind of get this going, and I appreciate any support you give. Thanks so much. Alright, where should we start? So I guess I will talk about kind of the actual day of the piercing and how that all went. I'll talk about the pain level and what just getting it done felt like. So I kind of got this piercing on a whim, which is super out of character for me. I have actually... How many do I have right now? So I have 8 as of right now. I was not nervous at all going into it. I kind of went into it on a whim. For context, I'm a college student. I moved away from home last fall when I transferred schools. It was something that I've been wanting to do since high school, but it finally kind of clicked in my head when I moved away. Like, oh, I'm an adult. I can just go and do it if I want to. So if I'm old enough to drive a car and drink, I'm probably also old enough to get my nose pierced if I feel like it. So I decided, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. I made an appointment at an APP piercer. If you don't know what that is, it is, I think, the Association of Professional Piercers. I will put their name on the screen if I'm wrong, sorry. But they're basically a governing body that makes sure that the piercing is sterile and stable, and their piercers are all really highly trained. So I wanted to be sure that I went to an APP shop just to get the best experience possible. And what happened on the day of the piercing is I basically showed up, I waited for a while, picked out my jewelry, and then was taken back to a very sanitary little room. I wish I had pictures, but they did say no filming was allowed on the premises, so I didn't end up taking any, unfortunately. My piercer was very skilled and knowledgeable. He was very nice to me. He actually gave me a few coupons for jewelry. It was a very quick process. He basically outlined what I can and cannot do with the piercing, just basic aftercare instructions, and then sat me down at the table, marked it, and pierced it. And what I'm sure a lot of you want to know is how bad did it hurt? I have 8 piercings currently. My belly button was probably the worst until I got this one. This for me was about an 8 out of 10, and I have a very high pain tolerance, so I was shocked. My eyes watered. I was like, holy crap, that was really painful. It was a very short pain though, so I would not let that dissuade you from getting the piercing. If you have a low pain tolerance, it's literally like 2 seconds of pain. Just, ow, holy shit, this really hurts, oh my god, and then it's done. Getting the jewelry put in was also not the best feeling in the world, but that was more like a 6 out of 10, just kind of moderate discomfort, not something you'd want to experience all the time, but not unbearable. As soon as the jewelry is in, it kind of switches from, oh my god, my face hurts, to, ooh, shiny. At least that was my experience, so I would not let the pain dissuade you from getting this piercing if you really want it. Now on to Aftercare. Aftercare was super easy. I did end up purchasing this NeilMed piercing aftercare spray. This was like $10. You can get it at CVS or your piercer may sell it as well. And it is a fine mist wound wash. I basically just put it up to the piercing, take the cap off, and then just spray this. It can spray in any direction, so if it's easier for you to kind of lean over the sink and spray like that, you can do that. I usually just stand up over the sink and kind of point it at the piercing, give it a few sprays, and then it does have a lot of salt in it. This is basically a sterile saline spray, so I do kind of wipe around the piercing and try not to get salt water all over my face or it gets really dry. Speaking of dryness, that is something that I had a lot of issues with during the healing process. Surprisingly, it never snagged on anything after it was pierced. It was not painful. It was maybe like mildly uncomfortable for a day. It kind of felt like a bruise just on your nose. But the only thing that I really dealt with was dryness. And like I said before, I'm only 2 months into the healing process. She is not completely healed yet, but the only things I've really had to avoid would be makeup directly on that area. That wasn't a big issue for me because I'm not really a makeup person. I am wearing it right now because I put it on before I film videos, but that's pretty much the only time that I do wear makeup unless I'm going out to like a nice dinner or something. It's been very easy for me to just steer clear of putting any kind of foundation or schmutz on there, you know. I did use this Neil Med Piercing Aftercare spray for about 2 weeks or so. After that, I found that using it on the piercing was just causing a lot of dryness due to the salt content, so I kind of tapered off, stopped using that, and then just switched to washing it when I wash my face. So that's really all I've been doing so far. There is no pain. I can move it around. I'm not going to do that because it'll hit my glasses. Actually, that reminds me. As a glasses wearer, I was really concerned that I wouldn't be able to wear these with my piercing. The only time that I've ever had an issue is I have a slightly heavier pair of glasses and they tend to slide down my nose a lot. So I would recommend wearing lighter frames if you just got it pierced, just so you're not hitting it or irritating it. But other than that, glasses have been completely fine, especially if you have the type with nose pads, so they don't really slide down as much. And yeah, if you guys have any other questions about this piercing or my experience with it, feel free to comment down below. And once again, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if it was helpful in any way. I will try to get back to you if you have any specific questions that I didn't answer. And that's really all I had to say. I hope that you found this video helpful, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Get your nose pierced, it's great. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!